Hi, I'm here to help you with your day 2 work. So we're going to start with writing. You're looking at acrostic poems. You did one of those yesterday, but they want you to write about an animal today, one you own or wish you owned, or your favorite zoo animal. So to start with this, I pick a cat. So I'd write out cat like this. And then I have to figure out describing words that start with a C, an A, and a T that remind me of a cat. So when I think about a cat and I think about the letter C, I think that cats are curious. So I'd put a curious there because cats are curious. They want to get into everything. And I needed to come up with a describing word that starts with an A for a cat. Well, a cat is an animal, so I can put that. And then lastly, I need to come up with a describing word that starts with a T. So when I think about cats, I think that they're tough because everybody says they have 9 lives. So this is an acrostic poem. You have to spell out the name of the animal, and then you have to come up with a describing word that starts with that letter. Okay, so cats are curious, they're an animal, and they're tough. All right, I'm going to erase this now so I can help you with your reading. All right, so reading. If you're reading a fiction book today, they want you to make a graphic organizer. So you would be splitting up a piece of paper into 4 sections. We've done splitting pieces of paper into 4 sections in class. So in one section, you're going to write about the setting of what you're reading. So your setting would go here. So a setting is where the story takes place. So if your story takes place outside, you would put it outside right here. And the next one, you're going to write about a character. So a character is a person or an animal that does something in the book, okay? So you would tell me about the character in your book in the second section. In the third section, you're going to talk about the mood. So the mood is like, is the book a happy book? Is the book a sad book? Is the book confusing? You're going to tell me about the mood in the third box right here. And lastly, in the fourth box, you're going to tell me words that the author uses to help you visualize the story. So if the author talks about a storm coming and it says it's dark and cloudy, that helps you picture that in your head. So if they use the word dark and cloudy, you can put that in this box. If they talk about how a lunchbox is dirty and filled with food, you could put dirty and filled with food. So the fourth section is the most tricky, I think, because you have to come up with the describing words that the author uses. All right, so let's work on some math. So this math is really comparing 2 or 3 different lengths of things. So let's look at number 1. Skylar and Barb have been growing out their hair for 2 years. Skylar's hair is 23 inches long and Barb's is 16 inches long. How much longer is Skylar's hair than Barb's? So we're trying to figure out the difference in between these 2 lengths. So if we're thinking about the difference, we need to subtract. So we have 23 minus 16. Okay, so I have to ask myself, how can I solve this problem? And I would need to do a tens and a ones chart. All right, so I have 23. There's my 2. There's my 3. Now I want to subtract 16. Okay, can I take 6 away from 3 here? No, I can't. So I need to borrow and move a 10 here. So I'm going to add 10. And then I can subtract 6 now. So I'm going to take away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now I'm going to take away 2, which is what I had originally, minus 1. Okay, well, I took away my 1. Am I left with anything? No. So in the end, Skylar's hair is 7 inches longer than Barb's. So that's the answer to number 1. Okay, let's look at number 2. Erase all this. All right. So before Skylar started growing out her hair, it was 7 inches long, and Barb's hair, I don't know why I did that, and Barb's hair was 3 inches long. How much did Skylar's hair grow in the 2 years? How long did Barb's hair grow? So to figure out this number, we've got to know how long. Hold on a minute. This is very annoying that this popped back up. Okay, here we go. So to figure out number 2, we've got to know how long Skylar's hair is now and how long Barb's hair is. So we're going to subtract 2 times. So we're going to start with Skylar's hair length. So Skylar's hair length was 7 inches, and now it's 23. So you'd have to do 23 minus 7. And you would use a tens and ones chart. And then we have to figure out how long Barb's hair is. So that's 16 inches, and we have to subtract 3 to figure out how much it's grown. You would use a tens and ones chart for this as well, okay? So let me erase this. And we'll move on to number 3. Okay. Let me scroll down a little bit. Oh no, it popped back up again. Okay, whose hair grew the most in 2 years, Skylar's or Barb's? So you're going to take the numbers that you got in the answer to number 2 and tell me which number is bigger. So if Barb's number is bigger, you'd put Barb for number 3. If Skylar's number is bigger, you'd put Skylar for number 3. All right, let's look at number 4. Mark has a pet snake. It was 9 inches long when he bought it, and now it is 35 inches long. How many inches has it grown? So you would take away 9. You're trying to find the difference. 35 minus 9. You'd use a tens and ones chart again to figure out the difference. And then for number 5, it says the pet store owner said Mark's snake is supposed to be 63 inches long. How much more does it have to grow? So it's 35 inches now. You would do 63 minus 35. So this equation goes with number 5, and this equation goes with number 4. All right, I hope this helped you. I did not work out all the problems for you because I think you can do it. So remember, just use a tens and ones chart and break those numbers down. If you have to borrow, you can borrow, okay? All right, I hope this helped you again. Thanks for listening.